Well, it's day 8, and today we're going to have a little drone 101 session. Pull the old Mavic 3 Pro out of the case here. I got my Part 107 drone pilot license a couple years ago, and it was a lot easier than I thought. I bought an online course. It was pretty good, but I felt like it was missing a few things, and I actually found another course on YouTube called Drone Coach. It was a little bit better for me when it came to learning. There were some quizzes at the end. I could do it in segments. So I took those 2 courses and went and took the test with the FAA. It was totally worth doing it, but there are a lot of rules and regulations when it comes to doing commercial drone photography and cinematography. I'm just going to do a quick breakdown about what it's like to fly around the national park. And we happen to be staying just outside the national park boundaries and the local airport airspace. Now it's currently nice and calm. I'm going to take off from our deck, fly straight up, get a couple shots, maybe a shot of the property, and bring her down. I don't want to break any laws, and I want to be nice and safe. You ready to take off, little buddy? Yes, you are. Let's do it.
Take off.
On the National Park Service website, it notes that launching, landing, or operating an unmanned aircraft in the National Park system is prohibited. In certain circumstances like scientific study, search and rescue operations, fire operations, and law enforcement, administrative use is allowed if approved by the National Park Service. The main reason for these restrictions is to protect wildlife and the pristine park experience that we all come to enjoy. I mean, can you imagine sitting on Otter Cliffs trying to relax and soak in the view with drones buzzing all around your head?
Nice. And it's as easy as that. So before I fly, I always check my air control app to make sure that the airspace is clear. Today I want to fly over Somsville, right in the middle of the island, but it's right on the border of the closest airport. So I'm going to check this LAANC button. I'm a commercial pilot. I want to fly 400 feet, and maybe I'll just kind of widen out my airspace a little bit that I want to fly within. I'm going to try to request approval from the FAA. I want to fly now for 2 hours. Sure. Hit OK. Looks like it's eligible for auto approval, so I'm flying under 400 feet. And I agree. And it looks like I'm good to go. Let's check this text here. Request approved, authorized by FAA. Awesome. Good to go. Once you get to your destination, you have to find a nice, flat, secluded area to launch from. This looks like the perfect spot. Let's get set up here. Flip out our wings. You hang out over there. Find our DJI Fly app. Get that connected. Turn on the controller. And turn on our drone. Now it takes a few seconds for it to connect, so hang tight. Make sure our propellers are all adjusted and ready for flight. All right, let's give it a shot. There we go, pretty much ready for takeoff. All right, so I've already looked around, make sure there's no obstructions, power lines, towers, anything like that. I am within an airspace, so I'm going to keep my eyes out for any planes that might be in flight or helicopters. But other than that, we're ready to go here. I already did my check. I'm shooting a 4K 30. I like to shoot a little higher resolution when I'm shooting the drone footage because you never know, you might be able to use it for other things. Let me get my exposure set here. Let's see, normal. Let's get this adjusted. It's not as bright as it was earlier. Still like a little saturation. It's looking good right there. Let's go ahead and hit record. I'm gonna have her take a little flight right over that island there first. Over the bay. Actually, this is the tip of Som Sound here. Looking good. Let's angle a little bit this way. Go to the right. I'm going to get a little closer to those sailboats. Make this a little bit better angle. Looking beautiful. Now that I'm up close here, I'm going to do another pan to the right. Just trying to give myself as many options as I can. Usually each drone clip is only 3 to 5 seconds, so you don't have to go crazy with it. Let's go back the other way a little bit. I'm trying to go nice and slow. Sometimes it's hard to get perfect finger positioning here. All right, let's save that clip. I'm going to switch the photo. Just because why not? I'm shooting JPEG and RAW. Give myself a little bit of extra options in editing. Let's go a little higher. I want to get that island in there. That's just about right. Let's get a little bit more. Sometimes you can kind of switch back to video, hit record, do a little pan and elevate back to get to your position for your photo. And then once you're there, snag it, reframe, switch back to photo mode, get your shot. Just gonna look around, see what else looks good to me. Most of the mountains are on the east side of the island. We're right in the middle. Let's do a quick pan all the way around. Nice little 360. Trying to keep it nice and slow and steady. You can shoot a higher frame rate with these cameras. 60 at 4K if you wanted to actually do slow motion, but they're pretty smooth as it is. I'm going to come around on Somsville here. There we go, such a beautiful spot. I might do another little forward pan this way. Just zooming in, trying to get that nice soft fluid motion over the water. There are some nice looking mountains on this side of the island. Maybe do one more back. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1005. That's good. Now I'm going to spin it around, get another view of Somesville here. I can actually see, you can see me in that shot. I'm right in that little spot right there. Just going to keep an eye on the drone while it's coming in. Maybe pan down a little bit. I can see it now. Now it's right out in front of me. See if we can get a shot of her coming in here. Let's pan that camera up a little bit. We're just gonna bring her right down. She senses the ground, so we pause and then land. And that's it, off to the next spot. So here's where I flew my drone while we were on the island. I started off here in Bar Harbor, over the sandbar. Took a few shots at our carriage house. It's right outside the park. Somesville, which is within the airspace of the local airport. I also did a few here in Southwest Harbor, near the places that we ate. And then over here in Seal Harbor, where there's this little sliver of the national park that runs down along the creek, I had to stay off to the side and run my drone up this way. Now this is really just a taste of what it's like to fly a drone near a national park. There are so many rules, so many laws. You really need to take a deep dive to really know what you're doing. But once you get licensed and insured, it's really worth it as a professional, and it can be a lot of fun as an amateur, just to spice up your vacation footage and make it a little bit more memorable. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're being safe and having a good time. Until next time, keep clicking and enjoy the day.